Okay. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're having a great day and you're making it great. This is the Jetblack Daily Show. I'm Mr. Jetblack, Carl Sr. And as you can see, Lil Gucci is not here with us on tonight. Brother, we love you. Get well soon. We rocking with you, all right? I'm going to try to speak some of that country grammar for you, though, all right? I'll try, my brother. Get well soon, Lil Gucci. Love you, nephew. Listen, if you haven't had the opportunity, please visit the website, thejetblackempowerment.com. That's thejetblackempowerment.com. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Hit that Cash App, Unique 3815. That's Unique 3815. And if you want to write that check and make it payable to the Aaron T. Jones Memorial Fund. That is the Aaron T. Jones Memorial Fund. And remember, if you want to look good with a purpose, shop at the Jet Black shop. That's shopjetblack.org. That's shopjetblack.org. You dig? All right. Like we always say, I'm so glad that I'm alive. I'm above water. I ain't cold. I'm still warm. You dig? So listen, each one, reach one, teach one as we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones. Listen, we're going to go ahead and kick this show off right now. We have a very, very special guest in the building. We have the one, the only Xavier Carrington in the building. Yes, indeed.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, listen, so glad to have you here today, man, to grace the mic with us. Man, it's a pleasure to have you here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that's an honor to be here, man.
Word. So, look, we ain't going to hold you guys up any longer. We're going to get right on into it. Mr. Carrington, can you tell the people what you do and how long you've been doing it?
Oh, wow. Well, I am a complete artist. That's where I want to start with, man.
Yeah.
I'm a complete artist, man. That's my passion career is art. I'm currently marketing coordinator at North Carolina A&T.
Aggie
Pride. I'm also an adjunct professor in the CTG or CGTG. They just changed the department name, but in the computer graphic department in North Carolina A&T. I'm also an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
I have several businesses that I contribute to.
Yes, sir. Hold that thought. Before we get down into it, we're going to give the people just a little something to wait for. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of ease them into it.
I got a list, man. I'm going to roll them out.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about how you got into the arts that you're talking about, but let's also talk about the particular arts that you get, and you can talk about all of them. Let's just talk about the arts and how you have evolved as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Each one.
Okay. Well, pretty much, man. I've been doing art all my life, man. My parents really invested in me as a child. They really saw the potential, and they invested in me in classes. They supported me in the community, get me part of like art contests, and I used to flourish, and they gave me a lot of support that I needed at a young age, man, to really pursue my dreams. And they still support me to this day, man.
It's beautiful, man.
And so each lesson I learn, I always try and keep an open mindset and try and use my God gift to give back to the community and stuff. And anybody trying to teach me something, I'm always trying to learn.
I know that's right. Each one, reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that at Jet Black. So listen, man, I heard you talk about the support and everything. Talk about outside of your parents with the support factor. What were some of your influencers, man? Who influenced you?
Oh, man.
I'm sure you got a lot, probably.
Oh, well, it's real strange that, you know, a lot of my influence comes from comedy.
Really?
You know, I understand comedy as an art form and stuff, and I'm a big Red Fox fan. Man.
Oh, come on, yes, sir, legend.
Fred Sanford, you know, I love him, man. That's one of my first pieces I ever really developed. I love paint art of Red Fox, and they're just inspiring, man. Just how they get up on that stage and be brave, and so I try to use that same courage when I produce my art, and at the end of the day, somebody likes it. So,
exactly, man.
Right.
Obviously, you're doing something right, man. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds like that you also get your influence from other artists, too, as well, because in order to be a comedian,
Right.
You know, that's art too within itself. Where else do you draw some of your art from, your influence from?
I draw a lot of my influence from artist named Wack. He's a definitely empowering black artist that I've been a fan for a long time.
Can you elaborate a little bit on who Wack is, man?
Wack, he's a New York artist.
Okay, cool.
He produces like real nice Renaissance art, black empowerment, you know, uplifting, encouraging. He used a array of colors to just really depict the black culture with different textures and design. Man, he really captured me. And also, like, I'm a big Stan Lee fan. I love the comic book. I love the motion. It's a lot of artists out there, man.
I'm sure. I'm sure. What's some of your favorite colors that you like to use? What I guess that's the same as textures, Xavier?
Yeah.
You correct me? Okay.
Some of my favorite colors I like to use. I love burnt oranges and
earth
fuchsia.
tones? Earth tone?
More so earth tone, but more of the sun. I love to capture the lighting. I like to express myself through warm colors.
Yeah.
I do work in darker palettes and stuff as well, but I like to tell stories, and I like to make sure that my stories are uplifting. And you know, whenever you think about these colors, I want to be able to relate in the psychological part of it. You know, whenever somebody see red, it stimulates love. It stimulates hunger. You know, these are the things that you know your body naturally wants. Yellow, that's the color of happiness and stuff. So I try and utilize those all the time by habit. No doubt. Yeah. Can
you talk about those darker palettes a little bit more? Can you elaborate on that again? Just kind of tell the people what you mean by that.
So when I mean by my darker palettes and stuff, whenever I want to approach something that maybe give me like a grim feel, or a lot of times when I'm doing memorial pieces and stuff, I try and bring in my darker colors. You know, because I want to depict that these people are in peace.
Gotcha.
You know? Especially when I'm painting murals and portraits and stuff, I want to give them more of a calming feel, you know, especially in their morning.
Man, I love it. I love it, man. I heard you mention murals. What are some of the murals that you have painted? Have you ever painted any murals?
Yes. So
what are some that you've done, man?
Man, just past summer during the Black Lives Movement, I painted like over 5 murals downtown Greensboro.
Really?
I was one of the Greensboro 16 that did the Black Lives Matters. I was the second T in Matter. I painted a rendition of my daughter. She just graduated from from her preschool. And during everything that was going on with the Black Lives Movement and with COVID and everything, it was really hard for me to cherish her during that moment. So I took that platform to really just show and her appreciation and celebrate her during this time. I also did a mural at Elsewhere Museum, downtown Greensboro on Elm Street.
Right on.
I mean, it was a real popular mural. It was a collaboration where I was one of the lead creators. The project was led by Darlene McClinton, owner of the Artist Block. She was able to pull together a team of amazing artists where we made this real significant piece downtown where they had this big yellow butterfly. And it was a representation of bridging the gap between the community. And a lot of people really showed that mural a lot of love. Is a big yellow butterfly with some women just showing their generational growth.
Oh, beautiful.
And it really did a lot for the community, bringing us together. A lot of people took pictures in it and shared it. And it went viral quite a bit. Also, mural-wise, I did a mural of George Floyd. Right in front of It's B. It's a boutique downtown on the corner of Elm Street. Also, across the street from, what's the name of it? Natty Greens.
Natty Greens. No,
right across the street from Natty Greens. I did like a love-hate rendition of George Floyd as Radio Raheem because he was also slain by the police officer. So I took that inspiration and collaborated that piece, man. And a lot of people from the community really appreciated that love and design that I put together. This past Christmas, I actually won the mural contest, the window mural contest, with my Black Santa. design, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I painted a Black Santa. And
hey, next time you do that Black Santa, you need to give me a phone call, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got you,
man. I was set up, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
We need to do a promotion. That leads into my other thing. You know, that was an inspiration for one of my favorite graphic design projects, and that I'm most proud of, man. Me and my wife got our own Black Santa and Mrs. Santa wrapping paper.
Oh, beautiful, man.
We launched that last year, man. Wrapping Delight. That's the company name. And it's doing real good for us.
Yeah,
right? It's still moving in these off seasons.
Come on, yeah. That's beautiful. Listen, guys, I know he said a lot, but I hope y'all kind of caught that. And guess what? He right here in the borough, baby, right here in the Gate City. So if he can do it, you can too. All right. It's all about empowerment, inspiring. As we each one reach one, teach one, we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones, just like that. Now, we don't like to paint a facade for people, so let's kind of talk about how hard the work is. Well, let's say this: how much dedication does it take to perfect your craft at being an artist, no matter what kind of artist is, but particularly in the vein that you operate in?
Well, just like how I pursued my art through my education and stuff, you have to continue to grow.
Yeah.
You have to be patient, and you have to invest in yourself, invest in your equipment. A lot of people don't understand, well, why did this cost so much?
Yeah.
And it really is a difference in your production.
Hey, hold on. Hold that thought right there, Xavier. I don't mean to cut you off. Let's talk about that price point for some of the materials that you would need, and then we'll go back to what you were saying, if you don't mind. Let's kind of talk about the price point of some of the materials that you use and for the best production that you can get. Let's talk about the price point right quick. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well,
yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about in my mural and paint industry and stuff.
Yes.
It's the quality of the paint really depicts your time, and your time is your money. And so, the more high end your products are, the more efficient they are. Now, there's nothing against, some people are comfortable with some products that may be a little bit low end and it works for them.
Yeah.
And but the one thing that I have learned that the more you invest in your products, and I noticed this a lot as a tattoo artist. You invest in your equipment. Again, it just makes the transition a lot more smoother. Also build confidence in yourself when you not only invest in good equipment, the equipment responds back.
Sure, it does what it's supposed to do.
Less troubleshooting, more value to your craft, and it's also, as an artist, a lot of people are always trying to figure out, well, what is my worth? And if you want your worth to be about that, then you need to invest in yourself. Oh,
man. So how much typically can a tube of, let's say, acrylic paint cost you? Paint brushes, stuff like that, canvases.
So a tube of acrylic paint, man, you can honestly get a good deal on it for anywhere from $2 to $5 on the low end.
Okay.
But and that's for amateurs and just starting out. But when you really get investing in yourself and you know what you want your paint and designs to do, you'll be looking up in anywhere from about $25 to $30, $50 a tube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, but again, that just a little bit more consistency in the pigment. Less times you have to pass over.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more control, more vibrant colors.
Sure.
And real artists and connoisseurs that can really tell the investment that you put into your art and stuff.
No doubt, no doubt. What about paintbrushes?
Paintbrushes?
And what type of, what do you call that at the end of the paintbrush, man? If you don't mind, is that like is that hair that they use on the end? You see what I'm asking?
Yeah. So it's different types of brush that just depending on what type of medium you're utilizing.
Okay.
Stuff. I prefer a silicone brush, something that's easy to clean. I do have some real fancy brushes that have like hair style features in it and stuff, man. But those, sometimes I like to go back to my roots though. I like a little rugged brush sometimes because I like the movement that it creates.
Sure.
It's really about what are you really trying to create when I'm expressing myself, I like to do a lot of regular art, a lot of abstract. But when I'm working with clients, commission and stuff, I got to understand what they need, and so I adjust myself. That's one of the good things about me as an artist. I like to adjust to what my clients need, not what I want to do, and that works both ways. Some people like, well, I want to pay you for you. Yeah. And some clients come to me, I need this, and so I like to work with both of them.
Got you. What about canvases? Is there any particular type of canvas you like to use?
Canvases coming in 3 different levels. You got level 1, 2, and 3, and that's pretty much the durability, the quality of the canvas, and also, is it ready to hang? You can buy some canvases that need a little bit more structure feature to it, and it's just more so canvas on the frame, and you plan on shipping that canvas to somebody, so you don't need all the wood now. And so you can get a lower end, but if you want this to go straight to the wall, you may invest a little bit more into the canvases, and those can range anywhere from a decent sized canvas. I like to work large, but say 30 by 40.
Yeah.
Poster style canvas that can run from anywhere from $45 a canvas to $200 a canvas. Just all depends on the quality and then the preparation that you're putting into it.
Oh man, I think that's dope right there, man. The way you explain it, I've never heard it explained like that, but I've never asked questions to somebody who does art.
A lot of people going to Michael's or Jerry's and stuff, and they like, I want to paint and canvas and stuff. Yeah, it is some different qualities and stuff that you want to reach out.
I got you.
Just all depends on the client.
Have you ever painted anything with paint, what do you call it, spray paint?
Yes.
Have you done anything like that, like an old school hip hop type of bubble type?
So again, with when it comes to art, I know we was talking earlier. I just like to learn from all mediums of art, anything creative. I love being around creative minds, and I'm like a sponge. I like to dissect. That's why I think I got a lot of engineering in me and stuff because I can see it. I can see it and understand the language of that creativity, the problem, and how to solve it. And I break that problem down just like math. I look at art like math.
Right on.
And so spray paint wise, the George Floyd mural was utilized with spray paint. It was a mixed media piece, but majority of it was done with spray paint. Rocker Skate Shop, GSO, they hooked me up with the paint.
Oh, cool.
They gave me a quick crash course, but naturally I understand values. I understand, being patient. I want to see what it gives and takes. Yeah. And just creating. I mean, I have a natural talent for that. So spray painting, sewing.
Come on.
All of it. You know, I want to figure it out, and I want to experiment with it, and I want to try and master it. So,
no doubt. That's dope, man. I think that's awesome. I heard you guys. I hope you guys heard him. He dropped some jewels on y'all now. You know what I'm saying? He gave you a little price point. He told you it can be up or down. It's just all about what you value. You know what I'm saying? How you value yourself as an artist. As we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones, each one, reach one, teach one, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So listen, man. I heard us talk about canvases and everything else, but let's talk about some of the other art that you do. I know you're a tattoo artist as well. Can we talk about that and build on that a little bit too?
So I've been doing tattoos 20 years now. I started out in Angel Fire Tattoo in Valdosta, Georgia. Right on. And then I moved down to Florida, in Boca Raton, Florida, where I was working at New Haven Tattoo on Dominic Scaro. Learned a lot down in Florida. Now I just run my own private studio, Kama Sutra Inc. Love it. And I mean, the tattoo game, man, it's a therapy session. I look at it as therapy. More of my clients, I have a very intimate base set of clients and stuff, and it's more so a connection. I want to help them through or help them better themselves. A lot of times when they come, they are in mourning, maybe like a piece they want to do in remembrance, and I want to make sure it's for them. I don't just do anything, or if they come to me asking me like, well, I want to get a tattoo, well, I want to know what you want and what you need and stuff, because this is a lifelong commitment, and I really take this art very precious, and so when you step out, I want to make sure that the best representation of the both of us is in place. And so I really invest in my equipment with the tattoo and stuff.
For sure.
I want the experience to be welcoming
Yeah.
and therapeutical, so you can come back.
Absolutely,
Absolutely,
man. That's
back,
beautiful.
man.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Now, how have you been able to manage with your art and the pandemic? How have you been able to balance out business and everything? And how do you keep yourself afloat during this pandemic as being an artist?
Well,
because I'm sure it presents some challenges.
Oh yeah, definitely, it presents a lot of challenges, especially during the pandemic. Well, the first part of the pandemic, just like everybody, hit everybody hard.
Yes, sir.
But I'd have been through hard times before, and then
right.
I'm not gonna let nothing really get me down.
Come on,
I'm built for it. So
that's right.
I think it was a great time for me to evolve.
That's right.
And I think during this time, it really kind of slowed. It actually, the best thing that could have happened for me, because it helped me organize stuff in a matter that I can understand what's important right now. For the business sense, I first had to sit back and look at, okay, well, let's see what the safety and what's really going on. But again, as an entrepreneur, I had a business that I had to be accountable for, and I had to make sure that we were putting in place the proper procedures to stay safe and to communicate out to my clients. So when the governor lifted everything, that we can be efficient and be productive. Because I never looked at the situation as I can't wait to get back how things used to be.
I got you. Yeah.
This is how things are going to be.
This is what it is.
This is what it is now. And so, I took the proper precaution. I communicated out with my clients, and
that's good stuff.
They were just excited and stuff just to hear that I had a plan. And I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot of things that a lot of companies, big business and small business, is just not having a plan
in place.
Yeah, a plan in place that's sound, that not only protects them but also protects me.
That's right.
And the money will come.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If it's about the money and stuff, then the business from the beginning might have had some kinks in it. But just moving forward, man, I just try and make sure that I pay attention to the CDC, what's needed, make sure I keep my license and stuff updated.
That's right.
And just make sure I communicate with my clients and respectfully. Again, that's why I have a very intimate based clientele. And so, like, they know if they sit in the chair with me, their family. Like, okay, we're on a family basis and stuff, and they respect that wise. So they wouldn't want nothing to come to me or
absolutely.
The family.
So let me ask you this, man. There may be a few people who want to get into being a tattoo artist. I got two questions for you. Are the license expensive? And what is the process, the test like for you to get the license?
Well, the license is actually through the health department.
Is it really?
So that's what you mainly want. You may want to make sure that you got your bio, blood, pathogens, and the health department certify you on those and stuff.
So is that the same as Safe Serve? Is it almost like Safe Serve, what culinary students have to go through?
Sort of like
kind of like that. Okay.
Sort of like that. They probably utilize both on the right to bylaws and the policy for them and stuff. But that's the main thing. You want to make sure you're creating a safe environment, sterile environment for your clients and stuff. But
is it expensive?
No, it's not that expensive. It's just pretty much having a proper setup. You have to bring them in and have to evaluate you, and then they'll give you your score. It's not that hard. You just need to be in compliance.
Yes. Is there a fee that you have to pay monthly or yearly or quarterly? It's yearly. Okay, then. Okay.
And so with the equipment part, though, now again, that's where we were talking about the quality of equipment. Equipment part, the startup equipment, you're probably looking at, if you're really serious, about $500 to get a starter set. Just a starter set and stuff, but that's not a starter set that you're going to be utilizing on people. I know a lot of artists and a lot of people get excited when they're like, hey, I'm going to be tattooing that. Everybody lines up, and then everybody call me to come fix it. But, I have nothing against that route and stuff, but at the same time, again, you want to make sure you're creating a safe environment. And I only recommend that if you are going to get into the industry, that I recommend that you find a mentor in shop where they can teach you the business, teach you the safety of it, and also learn the business of it. Or else you're just going to be pretty much an artist that can only grow but so far. You're gonna need the knowledge. Regardless, that YouTube can teach you a lot, But just
hands-on.
the business and the environment, the hands-on,
Yeah.
you know, I think a lot of artists is missing the customer service aspect because as an artist, it can really get to their ego.
Yeah,
and
sure.
So a lot of shops rise and fall very fast because their ego and their business mentality ain't in place. And but it is a very competitive. It's competitive.
It is. Okay.
It's competitive, but it's plenty opportunities out there. You just need to do it right.
Okay, I got you. I got you, man. Now, I know tattoos can be a little difficult to change. So what happens, man, if, and I know you try not to make any errors, but if, but say for instance, Carrington, you make an error, right? How do you fix that, and how do you make that client happy if, say for instance, maybe just a line is out of whack or something, and it's on their body? You know, their body is your canvas. So
and
how do you fix that? And you know, I know you.
I do a lot of fixing of other
Do you
people.
really?
Yeah, I do a lot
Come
of,
on, talk it,
I do a lot of
baby.
fixing of other folks' stuff.
Yeah.
But, it really starts at the beginning of the consultation.
Okay, right
They
on.
need to know their artist and what they're getting into. You know, I would ask somebody like, "Hey, you know, I heard you did so-and-so's tattoo," but I'll be like, "Well, did you look at my portfolio?"
Yeah.
Because I need you to have an understanding of what type of style
Come
and
on.
what I can do and stuff.
Preach.
So that kind of fix that part.
Yeah.
And also, you know, when we get into, let's say we do get into the heat of stuff, now there's some times that somebody may not can handle the tattoo. And as an artist, I want to make sure, you know, again, during the consultation, I'm going to let them know that my objective is to make art on you, and I need you to be part of it. We have to break it up into sessions and stuff, but a lot of times they get in there, get in the seat, you know, like, whew, whew. You know, it's getting a little
Taking
hot.
a minute, right?
Taking a minute.
Yeah.
And we will work through it and stuff, but
you.
it's sometimes a point where I at least need to get to a certain point so that when you go out in these streets, that you represent me, and so we have to work it out together. But with mistakes, a lot of mistakes and stuff. See, the difference with me, I'm a true complete artist. And see, there's a difference between a tattoo artist and a tattoo technician.
Gotcha.
Now, a tattoo technician, they'll be more so like, so what do you want on this wall? I can do it for you. Yeah. You know, with more so with the stencil and stuff. And as a tattoo artist, a lot of time we freehand or either stencil art, and that stencil only gonna be there but so long and stuff, or you need to really take your time with it. But let's say the stencil is gone.
Gotcha.
What do you do then as an artist? See, me, I don't have enough experience with skin, the curvature, and then just the understanding of just regular anatomy, and just as an artist. Man. I practice other medium outside of tattooing. So if something is out of place, I can adjust it.
You can fix it.
Visually, I can see it, fix it. And I'm not going to, just send you out there thinking I'm going to fix it.
You know what I'm saying? You fix it right on.
Yeah, I fix it on the spot.
So being that you are just multifaceted when it comes to an artist, man, how important do you think it is for an artist to have, let me say it like this, is talent more important, or is education more important, or a balance of the two? And after you answer those two questions, I want you to tell the folks what college you went to, where you graduated from, and everything. If you can answer all three, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, and if I'm gonna make sure I get all three of them, man. So, talent. I always believe in talent comes from hard work and preparation.
Gotcha.
So, you can only be as talented as what you invest in yourself. So, the educational part I think is very important, because even as an artist, I know my limitations by myself, but I am wise enough to ask for help, ask for experience, so that I can continue to grow. If I see somebody that's I'm inspired by, see, I'm not gonna be like, man, it's tight, and fade away, or just try and figure it out on my own. I'm the type like, how are you doing that? And because I admire that, it's inspiring. I want to do stuff like that. Now, in the art world, some people be like, I'm not trying to share that, which I understand.
Right.
I mean, it is transparent though that I'm hungry.
That's
and
right.
We can even talk about it now.
Yeah.
And you can help me, and we can continue to grow together. Because I'm going to tell you what I know too.
Absolutely.
Or you can wait for me to pass you. Because
Yeah.
if you're holding back knowledge, that means you're not trying to learn yourself, and you're content with yourself.
Yeah.
So for the educational part is definitely needed. That's why I recommend get in the shop. Keep the people around you who you want to be like and who inspire you, and be transparent with the gift that they have, so they can bless you with it. And so, and then for my education, I went undergrad at Valdosta State University. Valdosta State University.
Right on.
The real VSU.
Okay.
And South Georgia, Wintersville, USA.
Yeah.
Blazer Nation.
Okay.
I went there for my undergrad, studied fine arts. Visual arts was my main goal, and I had a secondary in graphic design animation.
Okay, gotcha.
From there, I went to Lynn Universities in South Florida. I got my master in 3D animation and graphic design.
Yeah.
And I started my first graphic design company down there.
Come on. I
Kingdom
love
Corp.
Yes, sir. Come on, pop off, man.
Yeah.
So listen, I hope you guys have gotten something on today. What Xavier has pretty much, he gave you like a broad.
Hey, we here.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, we in the building. Mr. Xavier Carrington, can you tell the folks how they can get in contact with you? Talk about your social platforms, social media platforms.
So just running over a couple of my social media platforms. For those who do know, I am Big Play Zay. On social media, you can find me on IG. You can also find me on Facebook at Xavier Carrington. I sit on a couple of platforms, podcast show, Points Podcast. You can find us on IG at Points Podcast. You can also find me and my lovely wife, Daron,
yes, sir.
On Balanced Behavior on IG, where we talk about millennial relationships and just how to figure out the love language of each other and just create a beautiful thing, what we call the Black family. And so we also have a couple of businesses that we contribute to.
Yeah, talk to them.
Paint and Sip Greensboro, where we host paint parties. Me and Darlene McClinton, the owner of the Artist Block, we're a collaboration partner and hosting some of the kings and queens of paint parties here. My wife, she has an amazing fashion eye and fashion design company. Brooke Daron, she created Good Trouble hoodies and sweaters. You can see them all over the city, all over the state, all over the country.
Yes, indeed.
Good people. Yeah. Also, we have our nationally known wrapping paper at rappersdelight.com.
Come on.
You can come check out our Black Santa wrapping paper. We got some super heat coming in for this Christmas, man. Yeah. I don't want to drop too many gems right now.
Right on.
You know, we appreciate all the support, man. It was some hard times we figured out during the COVID season, but we still here, and we're going to be thriving even harder in the future, man. So that's me, and you can catch me as a graphic designer. You want to email me at xrcgraphics at gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And I'm a witness to his work. Mm-hmm. It's like that. He's worked on some stuff for me that I'm currently working on. I can't speak on it now, but it's coming real soon. My man Xavier is working with me on that. He's already pretty much gave me what I needed, and we're going to keep it moving. So, true testament, he's like that. You know what I'm saying? Get at him. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. First of all, thank you again for coming, man. We're going to continue and keep it moving at the Jet Black Daily Show. And here at Jet Black, it's Black History 365 all day and day, just like that. It's our history. You know what I'm saying? Not that history they telling you, but our history. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start off with this first Black History fact. Jean-Michel Basquiat. If you don't know who he is, check him out. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. You know what I'm saying? December 22, 1960 was his birthday. His death was August 12th, 1988, was an American artist who rose to success during the 1980s, regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. He was part of the Neo-Expression movement. You know what I'm saying? Can you elaborate on that? What is that neo-expression movement that Basquiat was a part of?
Man, well, he contributed with some very dope abstract art, that really boomed a lot for our culture.
Yeah.
When Jay-Z mentioned, I invested in some art for my family, it was actually his art that he invested in.
Basquiat, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, he was very contributing.
Yes, he was.
Very, very big contributor
Yes,
to
he was.
just the boom that we're seeing now, where two art forms have really uplifted the community for Black artists and stuff, where music supported art.
Yes, again,
artists just collaborating with each other, man, just really making that growth, and may rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace. Yes, sir. We also have another one, Thomas Miller, 1920 to 2012, born in Bristol, Virginia. The grandson of a slave. Thomas Miller's talent, hard work, and ambition helped him become one of the first Black designers to break into mainstream graphic design. All right? Do your own research when you get home. You know what I'm saying?
Look him up.
Yeah, we got a graphic artist here tonight, so it's befitting. Also, the first female designer on our list, Sylvia Harris, was born in 1953. She earned her BFA in the Communication Arts and Design from Virginia Commonwealth University and her MFA in a graphic design from Yale University. Black excellence, baby. All right? Black excellence. If they can do it, you can too. Know your history, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Listen,
sir.
we're going to move on to the sports updates. Dwayne Wade expresses how much Candace Parker means to him on the inside of the NBA. And I get it. She like that. Candace knows that she's a sister to me, and I quote, but I don't look at her like a little sister. I look at her as an equal with respect to everything she's accomplished in sports, everything she's accomplished as a mother, and in business. So this is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? One athlete to another, letting people know that, look, we're more than an athlete. You dig? All right. We got Brett Favre statement after George Floyd's death caused a little bit of controversy, kind of ruffle people's feathers a little bit. And I quote, I find it hard to believe, and I'm not defending Derek Chauvin in any way. I find it hard to believe, first of all, that he intentionally meant to kill George Floyd. Favre says. Now that's what he said. He find it hard to believe.
Right, man. I don't know what he saw.
I don't know what he saw either,
Right.
I saw a knee in the neck that caused the murder. You did? Yeah. That being said, his actions were uncalled for. I don't care what the color of the person is on the street. I don't know what led to that video that we saw where his knee is on the neck. But the man had thrown in the towel. It don't get no more insensitive than that. You know what I'm saying? But until you've walked a day in this black skin, you really won't understand. Much respect to your Brett Favre, but we disagree. Well, I disagree with your statement, and I'm sure a lot of people probably do, but I am very opinionated about it, and I totally disagree about it. This is the Jet Black Daily Show. Listen, we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL. The status of Larry Fitzgerald's future will not impact Arizona Cardinals' decision making in next week's NFL draft. The general manager, Steve Kim, said Thursday. So we know Fitzgerald, 37 years old. But we have to admit that, he gangsta out there on that field.
Oh, yeah, he still got it, man.
He still got it. He ain't going nowhere. He built for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it really matters. I think his what was that last contract, about $120 million or something, like 130? I mean,
that, man.
Yeah.
But that seniority value brings a lot to the team.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And he's still healthy.
Right.
He's still healthy and strong. I think he can still run with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? As we can see. So, Buffalo, New York, we're going to move right along. Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beaney isn't rushing to get a deal done with quarterback Josh Allen, although he said he's confident a deal will eventually get done.
Good.
What you think?
That's good. Yeah, man. I hope so, man. They need a QB, man.
They need a QB bad. They done went through a few, man.
Yeah, man. They done wasted a good running back, man. And hopefully he return back.
I hope he does too,
yeah,
man.
I hope he come back 100%.
Yeah.
These days, man, these guys, man, they like those big markets and stuff, man. But the big markets got to take care of the players, man.
Talk about it.
Got to take care of the players.
And you know, Zion made that little comment he made. Yeah, like he flirting with the Knicks a little bit, don't he?
Hey, man, they again, you know, that's one of the things I like about LeBron, man. LeBron really set the
tone.
The tone
yes, sir.
For that you don't have to be owned by the team, you know, and the teams try and use the fans to manipulate the players and bully them into staying in a situation that's not taking care of them or their family.
Man, I love it. I love these guys are making power moves. They saying what they want to say.
Say what they want to say.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they multimillionaires. They got their own power. Yeah. They know their power.
Yeah,
and they are I must say that about the NBA. Yeah. Them brothers are using their power and they're standing for what they believe in. Right. And like you said, LeBron has taken it. Yeah. He's taking it, you know. Hey, if they ain't playing, we ain't either.
Right.
If they gonna take a knee, we gonna take a knee too.
Right.
So I love it, man. NBA, y'all keep it up, keep it up. Listen, we got some little news right here. Listen, the day after the Derek Chauvin was found guilty of the murder of George Floyd, Republican Senator Tim Scott expressed renewed optimism about the prospects of Congress passing a police reform bill. My question is, why did it take so long for them to figure this out? It had to be somebody. It took somebody to die?
Well,
go ahead.
They still haven't figured it out.
They still haven't.
They just made it aware. And this is the first stone that has been thrown.
Yes, it has.
For many to come after this.
Come on, man.
And it's just a comfort just to have a step in progress.
I agree.
You know, the unfortunate thing, I don't know. I mean, will they figure it out in my lifespan?
Yeah.
But my kids' lifespan, hopefully they have, and hopefully they can come together and get a good understanding about, again, like you said earlier, what it is to live in this skin. And,
man.
Each day, you just don't know.
No, you just don't know. You take it day by day.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. You know what I'm saying?
I pray for days where I can just wake up and don't have no worries. Go jogging. You know, I jog all the time.
Yeah, in your neighborhoods. You're right. You're right, though, man. It's taking a whole nother turn now. And so, listen, we're optimistic about it. You know, we're believing that change is going to come. Of course, we hate the fact that George had to lose his life and countless others. You know, we're not disregarding that. But, you know, we're going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, in Troy, Texas, an 11-year-old hairstyle has one Texas school tied up in knots. Now, this story, I saw this story and I was doing my research on it. This kid is biracial. He's biracial. So, of course, his hair has his mother's hair, you know, his father's hair and his mother's hair. So his hair is a little kinky. That's that black in him, you know what I'm saying? And so he decided, and this happened in Troy, Texas, that he was going to braid his hair. You remember the case where they had the little kid that had the dreadlocks, and they told him he had to cut his hair? So this is the same thing that they're doing in Troy, Texas. And so there, you can't wear your hair in a braid. And so they kicked the kid out of school. And so the parents are like, what? So here's what they're fighting. They're saying, well, here's what one white father said, and this is what the mother said. Well, the father said, well, he's got to learn to follow the rules, right? I get that. I understood the perspective he was coming from. But what's wrong with him being an individual? We can't discount that either. He's embracing
and expressing himself.
He's expressing himself with the braid.
Right.
So you want him to cut his hair. Is it offending you because he's embracing his culture?
Right. It's kind of a toss. It's a toss up, man.
Yeah.
Just because I know at the professionals.
I got you. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. All hairstyles ain't not accepted, but that should be in fine. That should be in fine print.
Right.
When I sign up, so you got to know what you signed up for. because you don't want to start an uproar, and then because I know one thing with the culture now, with everything with that one step taken forward, we're gonna have a little bit more people more confident about taking that step with you. And
absolutely.
So, if you're gonna take a step, you need to make sure that all your eggs.
Come on, yes,
intact,
sir.
Man. You don't want to lead us wrong, man. It's a lot of people just.
Yeah, if you're gonna jump out there, jump out there now. Make sure you're right though when you jump out there.
Jump out there. So,
that's well said. That's well said.
That's the thing about that, man. Because I see it and I feel remorse. For the confusion and stuff. But again, that's why our people, like one of the things you want to hide something, hide it in a book.
Yep.
And
we got to read, right?
We got to read.
We got to open up that book. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Details. Come on, man. So we're gonna keep on moving. Listen, this is we actually did a show about the laws changing for the marijuana laws. So here's a brighter day for those here in North Carolina. We spoke about the agriculture license, us getting the agriculture license, and go ahead and get those licenses so you can grow they already growing the hemp, but you can go ahead and grow hemp, and you can, and all of that good stuff, if that's the lane that you want to go in. So here's some good news I want to say for those who are looking to invest in cannabis and starting a cannabis farm. So here's a bright day for North Carolina. North Carolina state lawmakers, right, introduced legislation this week to legalize the possession and sale of marijuana in the Tar Heel State. So I know if you at home, you probably saying, get in there. Yeah. Listen, Democratic State Representatives John Autry, Allison Dale, Pricey Harrison, and Zach Hawkins legislation known as HB 617 on Tuesday of all dates, 4/20. 4/20, the annual pot holiday. It will be legalized. Now, here's the thing. It will be legalized the possession of up to 2 ounces of most forms of cannabis, several cannabis plants, and other cannabis products for people who are 21 and older. So they definitely got a governor on it. But I think we knew this law was going to be changed eventually because of the progression of it and the way it's moving throughout the other states.
Right.
Yeah.
Before being on the Bible Belt, I knew we were going to be at the bottom of the list, though.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But it's definitely going to be a lot for the community, man.
It is.
They need that tax dollar.
They need that tax dollar.
They've been missing out on it for a while, man. And, we had a lot of people incarcerated for something that they're trying to do, where we got people that's putting alcohol in their body and going out and doing who knows what.
Right. That's right. That's right.
And these guys, I guess they're out there just trying to feel good.
I guess that's what they're trying to do, relax and chill, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So with that, if they pass those laws, how is that going to affect the guys that are incarcerated for those for small marijuana crimes?
Well,
I wonder if that's going to affect it.
Well, I would hope that, I hope that again, that's where we jump out there.
Yes,
now, situation like this is where we get together and jump out there.
Yeah.
And and this is when we organize and make sure that, okay, with this on the table, what now?
And what's next? Right.
That's when you pay attention to like who you voted for.
Yeah.
You should be able to communicate with that whoever in that legislation or whoever sitting in the Congress. So that way their voice can be heard.
Yes, sir.
Thoroughly. So,
man, I love it. I love it. So listen, North Carolina, you next on that cannabis trail. You know what I'm saying? So for those of y'all that heard that show that we did about becoming getting your agriculture license, I hope you listen. I hope you went and bought you some land and got yourself moving, because Tar Heel State is progressing. It's progressing. Remember, that tobacco happened. It hurt a lot of tobacco farmers here. So they ready. A lot of them probably already growing hemp. A lot of them, they grew tobacco. So they ready to grow that cannabis plant. They all in. Them farmers ready.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to help the economy.
I know a couple farmers out there. Growing They actually growing their A&T.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. A&T is on that agriculture. That's right. That's right. Thank you, man, for that insight right there. So listen, we got a great topic for today. And I'm glad we got you here today so we can talk about the topic. So this is Art in Influences Society by changing opinions. Instilling values and translating experiences across space and time, research has shown art affects the fundamental sense of self. Painting, sculpture, music, literature, and other arts that arts are often considered to be a repository of a society's collective memory. Excuse me, y'all. Collective memory. So since we have you here on today, and you are an artist, can you elaborate on that? How do you think art is influencing society today by changing opinions?
Well,
and you kind of spoke on it earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to touch back on it. Well, okay. Art, again, it is therapeutic. It is stimulating.
Yes.
It is a communication, a visual. A lot of people communicate their art through sound, visual, and feel.
I love it.
And so you will see in a lot of, when you go into the in a hospital, they have designs of art that really helps with the coping mechanism that naturally stimulates healing.
Yeah.
And you can communicate through art strongly. If it wasn't, I made a post the other day, Art Saved America. Art Saved America.
I love
because during this time when George Floyd was slain, it was just an explosion. An explosion of art bringing the community together. You can see cities. The first thing that was just really trending that you can really identify with the Black Lives Movement was the art that was created during that. I mean, it was a peaceful protest.
Yeah.
It gave artists a platform to express themselves and to communicate with their community. And even when there was negative art, they would come around and contract artists to paint over the negative art to uplift the community, to bring the community together.
I love that.
And our towns are starting to beautify themselves.
Absolutely.
And now a lot of business are creating value, just like over there in the Red Cinema area. The owners in that area, that district, you know, he really invested the art into his community, and the value. People are less likely to walk the side of your building and use the bathroom, man, when they see these type of things and stuff. And a lot of people don't recognize that, but it brings that value to a higher level.
Sure.
And then just a respect for the artists and the artists that are putting that talent out and communicating to their community just through visual is just so impactful.
Well, let me ask you this. How effective do you think art can be? Because we have our other host, Corey Lagucci Graves. They have a nonprofit organization called Mind Racer. Shout out to you, Mind Racer. Ashley Freeman. Listen, they have this great nonprofit organization. And so I want to know, from a mental illness aspect, from a visual aspect, how can that help calm down the mental illness? How can that be therapeutic? Not only just painting, but from a visual aspect, do you think your painting or anybody else's painting could be a help to those that are dealing with mental illness?
Well, just definitely dealing with mental illness is very, very key and essential. You know, I don't know if you ever remember when they used to do testing for mental illness. They would show you flashes of ink blots. And then you would have to say, how do you relate with that? And it can also help communicate with whoever the person that diagnosing the client. And it really just helps them understand what their mindset is. Because when you're dealing with somebody with mental illness, it's a lot of times it's something that they experience or visually interpreting and stuff. And so if you put, if you arrange a design in a pattern that you want to stimulate comfort, which is easily done through color value, through texture, you know, if you want to make something just like the setting that we're in now, you know, I said, man, I need drink, you know, I just felt calm. The lighting and stuff, it just brings me down and stuff. If I was in a brighter setting, it control my energy, but I feel more relaxed and stuff. And so those are the things that, you know, just dealing with mental illness. And even in my paint class, I always tell my students in my painting sip, like, this is going to be very therapeutical for some of y'all that may have OCD,
Oh, that's beautiful.
A lot of people that's dealing with anxiety and stress, when you're creating, it releases the endorphins in your mind, just kind of like relax you. And if you want to, you can take yourself to whatever imaginary, or if you want to take out your energy in your painting or your drawing and stuff, if you want to control it, you can learn a lot about yourself through just visual art and music.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so art is very contributing.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I appreciate giving us dropping those jewels on there with that insight as it pertains to mental illness. So listen, I got down here 6 techniques to keep your art fresh, and I don't know what you feel about them, but please stop me at any given time. All right, paint with your eyes closed.
Painting with your eyes closed builds heavy muscle memory. A lot of times I like to, exercise that I teach my student that I was taught is just working on the hand and eye coordination, and pretty much where I'll look at an object and won't look at my canvas or the paper, and I just try and move my hand to try and create that image or create that design without looking at the paper, which is pretty much the same thing. And so that way you can kind of visually see when I see a blank canvas now, due to my training, I can see the image on the canvas, on a blank canvas. I can see it there before it's even created and stuff. And that's just due to me training my body and training my mind to accept those.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so hyped. Yes, sir. I love it when a brother knows his stuff. Yeah. So listen, here's another one. Try new color palette.
Oh man, that will save your career.
Okay.
I always like to experiment with new color palette. Like I said, I know my go-tos and stuff. Yeah. But again, I want to satisfy my client to extend my longevity and just try new things. And so I always like to study and learn other color palettes and see how they make people react and feel.
No doubt.
I want to relate with as many clients as possible. Like if I'm having a hard time reaching the demographic or a gender, I want to see what they like. Just like how the computers do the analytics on us, I like to do the analytics on my consumers.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Try a different style of art.
Back to it. Same thing, man. Okay. I always like to try different mediums because, again, it's nothing wrong with having your traditional style, but you can also grow in your style. If you study artists and follow them on social media and stuff, they evolve. Yeah. That's what their series. You create a body of series, you take that body of series and express yourself. But if you come back to that artist 4 years later, if they were really serious about their craft, they have evolved.
Gotcha.
You'll see something totally different.
What about mix your media? It says the pen.
Yep, mixed media.
Charcoal, pastel, acrylic, oil, watercolor, etc.
I strongly encourage mixed media, man.
Okay.
A lot of artists, they'll get to a plateau and wonder why they're hitting a ceiling because they don't want to mix up with different mediums, which can create different values. And it could be a key that you've been looking for a while to make something really work. I know I like to mix medium when I'm doing like fluids like water and oceans and stuff like that because I like the soft feel, the pastels, as well as if I want to give like a nice gradient. Yeah. I can get a nice gradient with a spray can quicker than I can with a brush. The brush is going to only have me at so many it'll have me at limitation, but I could easily just spray a nice gradient on with an airbrush and then come over it with my paintbrush and create some good mixed media.
I love it. Okay. Add various motifs and images that inspire you. And you kind of touched on that at the beginning with you painting the murals and everything.
Everybody that knows me that knows that I'm never worried about having like an artist block or anything like that because social media just feeds me with inspiration. Sure. It's just an explosion of whatever you want, whatever your desire, whatever you're looking for to express yourself. Just take it in and be bold and be brave with it.
I love it. Okay, and you touched on this a little bit too, but I'm going back over these because I want to show you how sharp Xavier is. I knew you would answer these and elaborate a little bit. And he really already touched on it earlier. So paint with odd utensils.
Oh, paint with odd utensils again.
What's some of the odd things that you have painted?
Hand.
Okay.
I take toothbrushes. Yeah. I take brushes, sponges. I take paper and crinkle it up. Sometimes I take bottle caps and use the patterns on the side of the bottle cap. Yeah. Just whatever. I think I should have been an engineer in another life, man. But I like to dissect the problem and try and solve the problem with the variables that's been given to me.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Mm-hmm. Listen, again, this was all about each one, reach one, teach one, as we're showing you how art infuses inside of our society on today and the different ways that you can use different colors and different textures to make something beautiful. It's all about each one, reach one, teach one. And as always, when we get ready to close out, our discussion is always about the injustice that we see happening here in America. And we do realize that there's an accountability piece that comes with it, but we still like to keep talking about it. We can't be quiet about it until we see the necessary change. And again, get these laws passed at the legislative office. Real simple social science, social studies. Get them down to the legislative, to the executive office, to the judicial office, all right? Mm-hmm. That's the steps we want to take, all right? We just want to mobilize, get together as a unit, and really think the thing out, and then push it to, that's really going to be the power that we use. We have the power. We just got to use it the proper way to get it right and get it done. So listen, George Floyd, Eric Garner, Breonna Taylor, Dwayne Wright, Matthew Zadok Williams, dead after DeKalb County police shot him in his home. The family is still demanding the release of the video footage. Some people that I've been talking to, some folks that I've been talking to recently, Anthony Taylor, Harold Taylor, and Josiah Dickens. Now, I didn't physically talk to them. I've been talking to their family members. Excuse me. Let me make sure I say that right. I've been talking to the family members, the brother Canaan Taylor, who I've been talking with periodically throughout the weeks, throughout this last couple of weeks, I've been talking to him. Josiah Dickens, I spoke with his mother not too long ago. Andrea Dickens is his mother. Listen, they do have legal counsel. I don't know whether or not Anthony Taylor and Harold Taylor's, I don't know if they have a public defender. I don't know, but I do know Josiah Dinkins has a public defender. And we all know having a public defender may not always go the way that we want to go. And to recap on this, remember, they are being charged with a crime that they did not commit, a murder, and they're being asked to take a plea deal for murder. The person who actually perpetuated this situation is on parole. He's a white man, he's on parole, and he's still on the run. He did the infiltrating. They were defending themselves, and they're being charged down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And when you in South Carolina, you know how they go. You dig what I'm saying? So listen, if you find a way, you can reach out to these folks. I've been doing my part. Just look this information up, and you too can be a part of this whole movement to help them. Maybe somebody can give them some legal counsel pro bono. They really need some assistance with this case. They have nobody working with them other than themselves, their family, and what we're doing here at Jetblack to continue to push what's important to us in our community. Listen, you also can go to change.org. Look up Free Greg Mingo, change.org. We talk about this case. You can go on and you can sign your petition, sign your name on the petition. I think they need like 150,000 signatures to get them what they need to do so they can do whatever they need to do on the legal side, justice-wise. So I think they may be at 125, 130,000 maybe. But Free Greg Mingo, he has been in prison for 44 years for a crime he did not commit. And because he didn't take a plea deal, he has been in there for 44 years for a crime he did not commit. And we see this going across America. So I'm going to read off a couple of names of some sons who have died from police infiltrating them with their weapons, killing them basically. So we have Tory Sanders, He was born 1989, 2017, Charleston, Missouri. He died in the custody of the police. He was unarmed. Jamel Roberson. He was born 1992, 2018 in Illinois. He was a security guard. He got shot in the back. No apology has been given to the family at all. He was unarmed. He was shot in the back. He was a security guard. He was part of their team, Friendly Fire. Killed, a black man dead. We got Darren Gaylor. He was born 1992. He died 2014 in Flint, Michigan. Again, mental illness, bipolar, ADD. So he needed the right kind of assistance, and they didn't help him the right way. So as a result of that, he got shot and killed because they did not use the proper tools that are in place for them to do their job, all right? We see it going on across America. Dante Wright, how in the world can you, how do you make a mistake like that? A Glock and a taser. Just think about that. A Glock and a taser, and the first thing you grab is a Glock. And you a 20-year veteran on the job. You're supposed to take a deep breath, and you're supposed to be able to tell which one is which. So, this continues to be a problem that we see in America. And again, there is an accountability piece. We know that. But we also have to keep pressing and pushing until we get what we need to get out of our society. And it's okay. We got the greatest platform right here, where we're using our voice for change, all right?
Yes, sir.
So each one, reach one, teach one. Listen, and for those mothers, if you want to know more about that, here's a website, mothersagainstpolicebrutality.org. That's mothersagainstpolicebrutality.org. Check out the website, and you'll see all of those names. I'm sure there's a way that you can help to find out more about these stories, as well as change.org. Free Greg Mingo. Remember that in your mind. Free Greg Mingo. Check that out on that website. And there are also other petitions that you can sign, so we can just have a voice. We just need a voice. We don't need to tear nothing up. We need a voice so we can talk about that, all right? And listen, I always like to quote something at the end, and I got a few sayings. One of my favorite revolutionaries is Huey P. Newton. He was considered a rebel rouser, but I think what he was saying, he made a valid point. But you can't jail the revolution, right? Listen to this. The revolution has always been in the hands of the young. And we know our youth right now, they are taking it. Man, they taking it and they running with it, Xavier.
Yes, sir.
They believe in it. You can jail the revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution. All right? Just remember that. And a few more things, and then we're going to close this thing out. I'm going to leave you with this again from Huey P. Newton himself. You can kill the dreamer, but you can't kill the dream.
Hey.
All right? The marathon continues as we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones. This is the Jet Black Daily Show. I'm Mr. Jet Black. Peace. 2 fingers. Woo! Jet Black. Yes, indeed.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you,
Good
boss,
stuff,
man.
Nah, thank you,
yes,
man.
Sir, man.
I hope I wasn't too long-winded.
No, we needed that hour.
Yeah.
You dropped some jewels today, man, because I'm sure there's somebody out there who want to be a graphic artist.
All right.
You know what I'm saying, man? That's what this is all about, man.
Yeah, man.